What's up everyone, welcome back to Just Finish Coding. This is part 5 of our Mastermind series on Scratch 3, so let's get coding.
Just finished coding.
Now quick interjection here, if you've not watched parts 1 to 4, please watch them before you come here because we're picking up from where we left off and you'll be very lost. I leave a card for you right here. Please watch the videos and then come right back. If you're still here, I'm going to assume that you've watched parts 1 to 4, in which case let's get on with coding our board as well as our evaluations when we update from the checker. I'm going to start off by renaming this Movemaker 2 sprite to answer because that's what it was really supposed to be, and I think I forgot to do this in the last video. Now I'm going to head over to the checker sprite, and within our setup function we can actually change these coordinates, and the x coordinate is going to be, I believe, 0, and the y coordinate is going to be negative 155. Now we can test that out, but before we do that, I do want to change one thing, and that is when the sprite is clicked and can presses yes, all of this will be executing just as usual, but instead of broadcasting the show main game message and waiting, I will instead just broadcast, and I'll be broadcasting a new message called update. And this is where our board is going to update. But let's check out whether the checker came out correctly before that. Alright, so there you go. You can see that the checker is set up pretty neatly, but I think it's a little bit too up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce that number a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead with 160, negative 160, and let me just click that once again. Alright, I think this is going to work. Initially it was supposed to be 155, but for whatever reason that was a bit too up. So I guess I'm going to go ahead with this, and you can keep those two as your coordinates. Now we can head over to the board sprite, and you can start off by when I receive the update message. I'm going to zoom out once again because we'll need quite a bit of space. Actually, it's pretty short, but anyway, I'll zoom out. So when we receive update, the first thing I'll check is if our clone y is equal to the move number. And this is where our ID is extremely important because clone y is literally going to be checking for move number all along. So if move number is equal to clone y, then I will be switching the costume. So switch costume to, and here I'll be doing the same thing which I did earlier, which is item, item, not of clone correct move, but of move instead. So I'll be switching to item clone x of move, and here our IDs are extremely useful, and this will pretty much switch to the right costume. And after this, I'll be broadcasting another message called send checker, okay? And you'll understand what this does, just copy me for a while. So send checker, and before I even check that out, I want to make sure that this is working. So I'll be pressing the green flag, doing something random here, pressing OK, and let's just type in some random code. So there we go. I'm going to click OK, and there you go. That is our code. So as you can see, we already have this nicely going in, and every single time we have to repeat this. As of now, the checker is hidden because we'll show it after we've evaluated, but our checker is going to come right back and our move maker is going to clear, and after that we can just make our second move. So that's going to be the idea, and as you can see, it clearly works. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out once again, and now I'm going to head over to the move maker sprite, and here remember, we haven't received update yet. And when we do, we literally want to reset. So when I receive update, and here what you can literally do is to just copy this line of code right here where we had the set up when we receive show main game. You can remove that set can make move to be yes and just put in this right here. And so now when you just enter something random here and enter something random once again here, now I'm going to click OK. You can see that our move maker resets, which is exactly what we want. So now I'm going to head over to the checker sprite, and we need to start this off with a when I receive. Let me do that over here. So I'm going to do that below. So when I receive send, I think it's send checker. Yep. Here I'm going to hide, and I'm going to follow that up with another message. So add in a hide, and now I'm going to broadcast. So head over to events, grab a broadcast, and I'll be broadcasting a new message called evaluate. And this is what's going to be responsible for making our evaluations actually turn out an evaluation. And in this video, I'll just be having in the red evaluation pop up, and we'll do the white evaluation in the next video because that's slightly more complicated and I want to have an entire video dedicated just to that. Alright, so when I receive, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see better once again. So when we receive, and this is going to be the update message, I'm not directly going to start with the red evaluate. Instead, what I'll be doing is having an if-else condition first. And I'll be checking if the move, and by move I mean the list. So if move is equal to correct move. And if this is the case, it means that, the player has won already. So what I'll do is add an additional if condition within this, and I'll say if clone y is equal to the move number, then I will just be switching all their costumes to red. So switch costume to red, and that is pretty much it. We'll just broadcast a player wins message. So broadcast, new message, player wins, and wait. And that is pretty much all you need here. So what I'm going to do within the else is pretty much is what's going to result in the red evaluation. So I'll first be setting the current change variable to be 1, and the current change variable is going to be literally what determines which square in our evaluations needs to be changed. So I'm just going to go ahead by putting in some random code, and if our current change variable is 1, then it's going to change this guy. If it's 2, it's going to change this guy. If it's 3, it's going to change this guy, and so on. So that's the way that works. So set current change to be 1, and after that we will broadcast and wait, and this message is going to be a new message called red evaluate. And this is what's going to start off by having the red evaluation. So now I'm going to scroll to my right and see when I receive red evaluation. So when I receive, where's that? Yeah, red evaluate. In this case, I'm first going to make a local variable or a private variable called C, and I'll be setting C to be 1 initially. So set C to be 1, and here I'm going to say repeat 4 different times, and each of the times I'm going to say change C by 1. And this is obviously going to be the last thing, but I want to make sure I add that in. So now we'll be adding an if then condition. So I'll be first checking if item C of move. So now I can head over to the list and say if item C of move is equal to item C of not correct move, but instead clone correct move. And the reason I'm using clone correct move is because I'll be making changes to this list, and I don't want to lose that correct move list because we will need that every single move. So I'm going to put that right here. And if this is the case, then let me put this right after this. There we go. So if this is the case, then I'll be having an additional AND condition. So I'll put an if then and an AND within that, and I'll be checking if clone y is equal to move number. So if clone y equals move number, and where's that move number? Yep, there we go. So if clone y equal move number, and I'm going to duplicate this, and clone x is equal to current change. So if these two are the case, then I'll be switching costume. So switch costume to red, and yeah, so we'll be needing to change a bunch of stuff here, but for now I'm going to leave it right here. So now I'm going to click the green flag, and first I'll be testing what happens if we enter the correct code at first. So I'm going to enter in 4 reds, and there you go, we have 4 different reds. And now I'm going to enter in a slightly incorrect code. So I'm going to zoom, go full screen for a second, and I'll be entering in 1. Yep, let's go with that. And now I'm going to be pressing the checker. And okay, we have just one red coin as our evaluation, and something's clearly messed up right there. So I will be checking my code, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I just went through my code, and the error was this: I forgot to add in a change current move by the current change variable by 1, and because of this all the reds were literally overlapping on top of a single evaluation. So now I'm going to put in 4 reds as my code, and I'm going to put in a red and a blue in the second spot, and then click OK. And now you can see that we have 3 reds as our evaluation, which is a correct evaluation, but still we don't have a white evaluation set up, and we'll be doing that in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.